Welcome to this comprehensive exploration of one of nature's most intriguing paradoxes. Why can't penguins fly, even though they are classified as birds? Penguins, those charismatic, tuxedo-clad creatures waddling across icy landscapes or gliding through frigid waters, captivate us with their quirky charm. But beneath the surface, literally and figuratively, lies a story of evolutionary compromise, anatomical specialization, and environmental pressures that have shaped these animals over millions of years. To set the stage, let's first clarify what makes a bird a bird. Birds belong to the class Aves, a group of warm-blooded vertebrates characterized by feathers, beaks, high metabolic rates, and, most notably, the ability to fly. Flight is so central to the avian identity that it's hard to imagine a bird without it. Yet, penguins are one of the few exceptions. There are 18 species of penguins, all belonging to the family Sphenicidae, and none of them can fly. They flap their wings underwater with remarkable efficiency, but in the air, they're grounded. This question, why can't penguins fly, has puzzled scientists, naturalists, and curious minds for centuries. Charles Darwin himself noted the flightless nature of penguins during his voyage on the HMS Beagle, pondering their adaptations. Today, thanks to advances in paleontology, genetics, and biomechanics, we have a clearer picture. Penguins didn't lose the ability to fly out of laziness or misfortune. They traded it for survival in one of Earth's harshest environments, the Antarctic and subantarctic oceans. Let's begin with a bit of history. Penguins are ancient. Fossil records show that their ancestors roamed the Earth as far back as 60 million years ago, shortly after the extinction of non-avian dinosaurs. These early penguins, like the giant Waimanu manaringi from New Zealand, were already showing signs of aquatic adaptation, but some evidence suggests their forebears could fly. Over time, as climates cooled and oceans became richer food sources, penguins evolved to exploit marine life, leading to profound changes in their body plan. This phylogenetic tree illustrates how penguins diverged from flying relatives like albatrosses and petrels. The transition wasn't abrupt, it was a gradual process driven by natural selection. In this script, we'll unpack the reasons layer by layer: evolution, anatomy, physics, and ecology. By the end, you'll understand not just why penguins can't fly, but why they don't need to, and why that's a testament to nature's ingenuity. One common misconception is that penguins are failed birds because they can't fly. But flightlessness isn't a failure, it's a success story in specialization. Many birds have given up flight for other advantages: ostriches for speed on land, kiwis for nocturnal foraging. Penguins took it a step further, becoming masters of the sea. Their wings are flippers, their bodies torpedoes, and their feathers a waterproof suit of armor. Flying would be a liability in their world, where diving deep for fish is the key to survival. To appreciate this, consider the energy costs. Flight is incredibly demanding. Birds like eagles or swallows have lightweight skeletons, powerful chest muscles, and aerodynamic wings to soar on thermals or flap efficiently. Penguins, however, live in cold, nutrient-rich waters where food is abundant but requires deep dives, up to 1,850 feet for emperor penguins. Flying would require massive energy expenditure for a body built for buoyancy control and thermal insulation, not lift. Moreover, the Antarctic environment is unforgiving. Penguins breed on land or ice but spend most of their lives at sea. Flight might help escape predators on land, but in water, speed and agility are paramount. Seals, orcas, and sharks are constant threats, and a flying penguin would be less efficient at evading them underwater. As we delve deeper, we'll explore how penguins' ancestors likely flew, how evolution favored swimming over soaring, and the specific anatomical features that seal their fate as flightless wonders. Stick around. This is more than a "why" question, it's a window into how life adapts to extreme challenges. The story of why penguins can't fly begins millions of years ago, in the aftermath of the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event that wiped out 75% of Earth's species, including non-avian dinosaurs. This cataclysm, caused by an asteroid impact 66 million years ago, created ecological vacancies that birds filled. Penguins' ancestors were among the early beneficiaries. Genetic and fossil evidence points to penguins diverging from the order Procellariiformes, tube-nosed seabirds like albatrosses, petrels, and shearwaters, around 60 to 70 million years ago. These relatives are masterful flyers, gliding vast distances over oceans with minimal effort. So how did penguins go from soaring the skies to slicing through waves? The key is Antarctica's changing climate. During the Eocene epoch, 56 to 34 million years ago, the continent was warmer, forested, and teeming with life. Early penguins, like the fossil genus Paleodeiptes, were larger than modern ones and likely retained some flight capability. Fossils from New Zealand and Peru show these ancient birds had longer wings relative to body size, suggesting they could fly or at least glide. Look at this comparison of ancient penguin wings to modern ones. The elbow joint angle in fossils like Pachydeiptes hakataramea is smaller, indicating more flexibility for flight-like motions. As the Earth cooled during the Oligocene, 34 to 23 million years ago, ice sheets formed, and ocean currents shifted. The Antarctic circumpolar current isolated the continent, creating cold, nutrient-upwelling waters rich in krill and fish. This bounty favored marine specialists. Penguins' ancestors, already seabirds, began spending more time diving for food. Natural selection pressured for traits that enhanced diving. Streamlined bodies, denser bones for buoyancy control, and shorter, stiffer wings for propulsion underwater. Water is 800 times denser than air, so wings needed to be paddle-like, not airfoil-shaped. Flying requires long, lightweight wings for lift. Diving demands compact, heavy ones for thrust. A pivotal study in 2013 by Kyle Elliott and colleagues examined murres and guillemots, birds that both fly and dive. They found these species expend enormous energy on flight, far more than pure flyers. Penguins, by abandoning flight, optimized for energy efficiency in water. The trade-off: once wings shortened and bodies bulked up, flight became impossible. It's a classic example of evolutionary constraint. You can't have it all. Fossils like Ichthyodeiptes salacea from Peru, 36 million years ago, show transitional forms. Tall, spear-like beaks for spearing fish, but wings already shortening. By the Miocene, 23 to 5 million years ago, penguins like Spheniscus resembled modern species, fully flightless. Genetics confirm this. A 2014 study sequenced penguin genomes and found mutations in genes for wing development and feather structure. Feathers became shorter, stiffer, and overlapping for waterproofing, not flight. Environmental isolation played a role. With few land predators in Antarctica, leopard seals are marine, flight wasn't necessary for escape. Energy saved from flight went to reproduction and survival in cold waters. In summary, penguins' flightlessness is an adaptation to a niche where swimming trumps flying. Their ancestors flew, but evolution favored the sea, leading to irreversible changes. This story highlights how environments shape species, turning aerial experts into underwater acrobats. Anatomy and physiology. To understand why penguins can't fly, we must dissect their anatomy, figuratively, of course. Penguins are birds, so they have wings, feathers, and beaks, but every feature is tweaked for aquatic life. First, the wings. In flying birds like eagles, wings are long, broad, and flexible, with primary feathers for propulsion and secondaries for lift. The humerus, radius, and ulna are elongated, and the wrist joint allows folding for maneuverability. In penguins, wings are flippers, short, flat, and rigid. The bones are fused and dense, not hollow like in flyers. Hollow bones reduce weight for flight. Dense bones in penguins add ballast for diving, countering buoyancy from blubber and air sacs. This diagram shows penguin wing bones versus flying birds. The elbow and wrist are less flexible, preventing the folding needed for flapping flight. Instead, they rotate like oars, propelling the penguin at speeds up to 35 kilometers per hour underwater. The pectoral muscles, which power wing movement, are massive in penguins, up to 30% of body weight, but optimized for underwater thrust, not upward lift. In flyers, these muscles attach to a large keel on the sternum for leverage. Penguins have a keel, but it's shallower, suited for swimming strokes. Body shape is another barrier. Penguins are torpedo-like. Heavy, emperors up to 45 kilograms, with short legs and a low center of gravity for stability on ice and in water. Flying birds are lightweight, e.g., albatross 10 kilograms with 3 meters wingspan. Penguins' high body mass to wing area ratio means they can't generate enough lift. The wing loading, weight per wing area, is too high, similar to a human trying to fly with arms. Feathers are specialized. Flying birds have contoured flight feathers for aerodynamics. Penguin feathers are short, stiff, and densely packed, 70 to 100 per square cm, forming a waterproof layer. Air trapped beneath insulates, but for flight, feathers need to be loose for airflow. Penguins molt all at once, becoming land-bound during this catastrophic molt, further emphasizing their non-flying lifestyle. Physiologically, penguins are endurance athletes in water. Their blood has high myoglobin for oxygen storage, allowing dives up to 20 minutes. Hearts pump efficiently under pressure. For flight, birds need burst energy and lightweight frames. Penguins prioritize sustained effort in dense water. Compared to other flightless birds, ostriches have vestigial wings for balance. Penguins' wings are fully functional flippers. This convergence shows flightlessness evolves when flight's costs outweigh benefits. In short, penguins' anatomy is a masterclass in adaptation. Every bird trait is repurposed for the sea, making flight not just difficult, but impossible without reversing millions of years of evolution. Penguins aren't alone in flightlessness, but their case is unique. Comparing them to other birds highlights why they've grounded themselves. Take ostriches, the largest living birds. They can't fly because of size, up to 150 kilograms. Flight requires power to weight ratio they lack. Ostriches use legs for speed, 70 kilometers per hour, and defense. Penguins are smaller, 1 to 45 kilograms, but dense for diving. Kiwis, small and nocturnal, lost flight in predator-free New Zealand. Their wings are tiny stubs, they forage like mammals. Penguins face marine predators, so wings evolved into weapons for propulsion. Cassowaries and emus are ratites, flightless due to no keel bone. Penguins have a keel, but modified. Diving birds like auks and guillemots fly and dive, but poorly at both. Murres spend 80% energy on flight, limiting range. Penguins, by ditching flight, dive deeper, 500 meters plus vs 100 meters for murres, and swim faster. Albatrosses, penguin relatives, have the longest wingspans, 3.5 meters, for gliding. Penguins traded span for strength. Extinct birds like great auks were penguin-like but unrelated. Convergent evolution. Both lost flight for diving, but auks went extinct from hunting. This comparison shows flightlessness as a repeated evolutionary strategy when environments favor other locomotion. For penguins, the Antarctic's rich seas made flying obsolete. Physics plays a role. Penguins' small wing area and high density mean they need impossible speeds for takeoff. Energy. Flight costs 10 to 20 times basal metabolism, swimming 2 to 3 times. Penguins conserve energy for reproduction in harsh climes. Environment. Isolation in southern oceans reduced flight need. No aerial predators, marine ones selected for diving prowess. Genetics. Mutations in wing genes fixed over generations. Climate change now threatens this balance, but that's another story. Penguins can't fly because evolution sculpted them for oceanic mastery. Their story reminds us adaptation is about survival, not perfection. In a world of flyers, penguins soar underwater, true avian innovators. Stay curious, Curious Corner. Please subscribe to our channel.